Do you have a condom with you?
No, it's your responsibility. You're the one who's getting pregnant.
Why do I have to take care of contraception?
How does contraception influence gender inequality?
Hello everyone, we are Xander,
Amalia, Sky, Roxanne,
Leon,
and Lisa.
In this documentary, we will be explaining what contraception is, what the problem with contraception is, how people with different perspectives look at contraceptives, and how contraceptives can both oppress and liberate women. Contraception, also known as birth control, is the use of medicines, devices, or surgeries to prevent pregnancy. We can divide most contraception into two groups, hormonal and non-hormonal. Hormonal forms of birth control are the Nuva ring, the contraceptive pill, a hormonal IUD, and others. Non-hormonal examples are the male condom, the copper IUD, and natural cycles. In the pie chart, you can see multiple types, of which these are the most popular. On place 1 we have female sterilization. This is when pregnancy is prevented because of an operation that permanently blocks or seals the fallopian tubes. It is more than 99% effective. Second is an IUD. It is a tiny device fitted inside the uterus that physically prevents the ova from planting itself in the uterus lining. It is also more than 99% effective. Third is the birth control pill. The pill is taken by mouth and uses hormones to prevent pregnancy. It doesn't allow sperm to get into the uterus. If taken perfectly, it would be 99% effective, but seen as it's easy to forget or lose pills, it is realistically only 93% of the times effective. Fourth is the male condom. It's a rubber worn by men during intercourse to prevent sperm from entering the vagina. It also prevents sexually transmitted diseases and is 87% effective at preventing pregnancy. Fifth is an injectable. This is a fluid injected by women and it releases a hormone into the bloodstream, preventing ovulation from taking place. It is about 98% effective.
For our research, we have conducted 3 interviews. Parts of these interviews will be shown to provide insight into the experiences and opinions of the person interviewed.
Hello everyone.
Hello, I'm Nikita, I'm 23.
And we are going to do an interview about contraception. So I'm going to ask you some questions about contraception. My first question for you is, do you use any form of contraception? If yes, what form do you use?
Yeah. I have the...
Injectable?
Yes.
And is it only you that takes the contraception, or does the other person also use a form of contraception?
Yes, the other person also.
Hello. Hi. I'm gonna ask a few questions about contraception. Do you use any form of contraception? If yes, which forms and why do you use them?
That's a bit tricky question because I do something that not many people do. I use condoms, and that's special because I have a boyfriend almost for 12 years, and we do it for 12 years like that. Okay. So that's really special. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, I am Arno de Bot, I'm 24 and I study for teacher.
Okay, do you use any form of contraception?
Almost never.
Okay.
And if I do, I only use a condom. And if I have a girlfriend, she most of the time takes the pill.
The main controversy about contraception is where the responsibility lies and who is affected by it the most, both physically and mentally. As you can see in the graph, the largest percentage of people around the world use no contraception at all, this percentage being 36.4%. The following 3 based on popularity are female sterilization, an IUD and the pill. All 3 of these affect women and mostly have negative consequences. Female sterilization is permanent and causes menstruations to be irregular. An IUD can cause head and backaches, cramps, heavy menstruation and pelvic pain. The pill can cause changes of the skin, irregular menstruations, bloating and nausea. However, after those three, the male condom only has a 7.7% usage around the world while not having any side effects. But why are there so few contraceptives for men? Historically, many societies have traditionally assigned the responsibility of family planning to women, resulting in less investment in the research and development of male contraceptives compared to female contraceptives. At some point, there was a drug that would put sperm production to a halt. However, most men found this emasculating and the fundings for the research were eventually dropped. Those are a few reasons why currently there are only two types of contraceptives for men, the already mentioned condom and the vasectomy, which is a minimally invasive surgery that stops production of sperm to permanently prevent pregnancy. In a sample of 379 women, 46.7% expressed their interest in the male contraceptive pill. However, this pill has been in the making for decades and doesn't seem to get approval to reach the market soon.
Something that can be noticed when looking at the map where contraception rates are highest and lowest is the regions where use of contraception is most popular. When you compare this map to the mean wealth per adult in the world, it is very clear that the poorer the country, the less popular contraception is. Take certain countries in Africa, for example. The countries with the lowest mean income per adult have the lowest percentage of use of contraception. This is of course because the people are financially not able to provide birth control for themselves. Developed countries in the West have visibly higher percentages of contraception use. Next, we will zoom in on the Netherlands. Even though the percentage is declining, the pill is the most used contraceptive in the Netherlands, being used by 42% of sexually active women. The IUD is becoming increasingly more popular though, with the current use of 11% of the women. About 44.5% of the sexually active youths said they've always used a condom. 6% of women above 25 have been sterilized, and about 3% of women use a less prevalent form of contraception, such as the implant or the vaginal ring. The country with the highest share of women aged 15 through 49 on contraception is Finland, with 79% of these women. Meanwhile, the Democratic Republic of Congo only scores 15% on the scale. Although Finland is doing better regarding this, there is still a similarity between these two countries and the rest of the world. The similarity is also visible in this graph. Around the world, women are viewed as most responsible for taking care of birth control. 20.6% of men think women are more responsible to take care of contraception, and 17.6% of women think the same. The most answered option is that both partners should be equally responsible, on average about 73% of men and women together. The reason that mainly women seem more responsible is that the most used contraceptives apply to women only, even though many of them have a lot of side effects.
Who do you think should be responsible for contraception and why?
I think it's something for the both parties because both of them have enough responsibility to choose for their actions.
Who do you think should be responsible for the contraception and why?
Yeah, the same. The man, also the woman. The man, his power is inside, he is starting the game. And the woman, it's the baby is beginning in the woman, the same.
So both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think should be responsible for contraception and why?
I think both parties. It's not right that the man or the woman is responsible for the anti-conception. It costs a lot, and it's both. You have sex with two people, so two people have the responsibility.
How birth control can be both liberating and oppressing to women. In the beginning of the 20th century, the birth control movement began, which aimed for availability of contraception. Eventually, more conception was available and women could finally feel safer and in control. It turned out to be liberating for many women because they could prevent pregnancy themselves with new methods like the pill. For a long time, women of color could not decide themselves whether to take contraceptives. So once it was actually allowed, birth control also represented freedom. However, in other ways, being expected to take care of birth control can be quite oppressing. Many women state that they are scared of the side effects of the birth control pill, and rightfully so, because it can have a serious impact on their bodies. Sometimes, this impact can remain in the form of permanent damage. In fact, over the last 25 years, 1,599 deaths have occurred with as its cause the pill. This causes 53% of the women on birth control to be somewhat concerned and 22% extremely concerned of the effects. They also feel like it isn't natural and they wish to have the natural control over their bodies back. Men, on the other hand, are only seriously affected by birth control in rare cases. It is important to note that over the years the status of contraception for women has changed. Up to only 30-40 years ago, women were expected to simply take the pill without any further questions asked. At this point in time, there is more freedom regarding this, but, as we've seen, not full freedom.
Do you feel pressure to take contraception?
Not anymore. Not anymore because now I'm an adult and I have a kid. But when I was your age, yes, because there was no discussion. It was a girl. The girl took the pill. All my classmates took pill, so I thought that it was normal to take the pill. So I never asked questions.
The final conclusion on how contraception influences gender inequality is the following. After doing this research, we found that the most popular contraceptives are for women, and the 4 more used contraceptives in the world is for men, which has no side effects. At the same point, a male contraceptive pill came on the market but was discontinued because it has too many side effects. All the contraceptives for women have considerable and sometimes even deadly side effects. We also found that most people think both partners are responsible for providing contraception. Generally, the developing countries use less contraception because they don't have the financial capacities.